Nayib Bukele's journey to the El Salvadorian presidency was anything but conventional. Born in 1981, Bukele's youthful energy and savvy use of social media set him apart from the traditional political elite. His political career began with a successful stint as the mayor of Nuevo Cuscatlan, a small town near the capital. This success catapulted him to the mayorship of San Salvador in 2015. Bukele's time as mayor was marked by populist policies and a focus on public works projects. He cultivated an image as a man of action, a stark contrast to the perceived corruption and inefficiency of the ruling parties. Bukele's outsider status and charismatic appeal resonated with a population disillusioned by traditional politics. He capitalized on this sentiment, campaigning on a platform of change and a break from the past. In 2019, his message resonated with voters, propelling him to a landslide victory. At the age of 38, Bukele became the youngest president in El Salvador's history. His victory signaled a seismic shift in the country's political landscape, ushering in a new era of millennial leadership. Bukele's presidency, however, was not without its challenges. He inherited a country grappling with gang violence, poverty, and corruption. Bukele, however, was undeterred. He promised swift and decisive action to tackle these deeply entrenched problems. His ambitious plans and unorthodox approach quickly garnered both praise and criticism. One of Bukele's most controversial moves was the adoption of Bitcoin as legal tender in 2021. He argued that this would modernize the economy, attract foreign investment, and provide financial inclusion for the unbanked. The decision was met with skepticism from international organizations and financial institutions. Critics argued that the volatile nature of cryptocurrency could destabilize the economy and expose citizens to unnecessary risks. In addition to his economic policies, Bukele took a hardline stance against gang violence. He launched a massive crackdown, deploying the military to patrol the streets and round up suspected gang members. This aggressive approach led to a significant decrease in homicides. El Salvador, once notorious for its high murder rate, saw a dramatic improvement in security. Bukele touted this as a major victory, claiming to have transformed the country into the safest in Latin America. Bukele's security policies, however, were not without their critics. Human rights groups raised concerns about potential abuses of power, arbitrary detentions, and violations of due process. The government's crackdown on gangs, while initially popular, raised questions about the long-term sustainability of such measures and their impact on civil liberties. In a move that further stoked controversy, Bukele announced his intention to seek re-election in 2024. This decision was met with accusations of authoritarianism, as it required him to circumvent a constitutional ban on consecutive presidential terms. Critics argued that this was a blatant power grab, undermining democratic norms and institutions. Despite the controversy, Bukele remained undeterred, confident in his popularity and the support of the people. To facilitate his re-election bid, Bukele took the unprecedented step of temporarily stepping down from the presidency. From December 2023 to May 2024, Vice President Claudia Rodriguez served as acting president. This maneuver, while legal, raised eyebrows and fueled accusations that Bukele was manipulating the system to maintain his grip on power. Bukele's re-election campaign unfolded against the backdrop of a global economic crisis exacerbated by the ongoing Russia-Ukraine conflict. The conflict sent shockwaves through the global economy, leading to soaring inflation and supply chain disruptions. El Salvador, heavily reliant on imports, was particularly vulnerable to these external shocks. In response, Bukele implemented a series of economic measures aimed at mitigating the impact on ordinary citizens. He temporarily suspended gasoline taxes and penalized businesses accused of price gouging. These measures, while popular in the short term, did little to address the underlying structural problems plaguing the economy. Bukele's re-election bid proved successful, securing him a second term with over 80% of the vote. His victory, however, did little to quell the concerns of his critics. They pointed to irregularities in the electoral process and accused Bukele of using his power to stifle dissent and intimidate opponents. Despite these criticisms, Bukele remained a popular figure, particularly among younger generations who admired his unconventional style and perceived effectiveness. Nayib Bukele's presidency presents a complex and often contradictory picture. He is a charismatic leader who has captured the imagination of many, particularly the youth, with his bold promises and social media savvy. His unorthodox approach to governance, while yielding some positive results, has also raised serious concerns about democratic backsliding, human rights abuses, and the concentration of power. Whether Bukele's brand of populism will lead to lasting positive change or further exacerbate existing problems remains to be seen. One thing is certain, Nayib Bukele is a force to be reckoned with, not just in El Salvador, but on the global stage.